Hi guys, Cameron Ashley here. I just wanted to introduce myself first and foremost and also talk to you guys about some of the key topics that we'll be going through together this coming Thursday. I'm looking forward to coming to chat to you guys, and this is a topic, or there are multiple topics within this that I really enjoy chatting to my clients and to other people about. So I just thought I'd do a brief clip just so that you're more familiar and aware of what we're actually going to be talking about. So the main intention that I've been chatting to Jill and Sai about in particular about this talk is just creating self-awareness and understanding I guess what that idea of mindfulness really means and is about, and how can we bring about more mindfulness and awareness within our life, and how can we use it to create what we're actually desiring or wanting within our life too. This is a very huge topic, and by no means are we going to cover or get it all right in one seminar, but I believe these are some of the key foundations that can at least get you thinking in the right track, or if not, add to or enhance what you already might be doing. So I'll go through some of these, and we'll see what comes out at the talk, but these are the basic guidelines that we'll be going through. So the first one, like I've just been talking about, is awareness, and essentially that awareness comes down to how conscious you are around your day-to-day, moment-to-moment thoughts. Sometimes a question I ask to my clients is, are you aware of your first thought when you wake up in the morning? And what's that thought about? Is it stressful? Is it fear-based? Is it love-based? Is it, I don't know, could be anything, but are you conscious of it the first thing in the morning? And then are you conscious of your thoughts as you go throughout the day? And you've got to understand that mindfulness really has to do with being aware of those thoughts, because your thoughts will dictate how the rest of your day goes. So you're wanting to build some mindfulness around what you're actually thinking and bringing consciousness to. So we'll be doing a little exercise together, which is individual, that will be bringing out, okay, am I aware of what I'm actually thinking or what my mind is actually processing? Because that's the first place we all need to start when we're experiencing pain or being stuck or not really in the flow of our life. Okay, so that's the first one. So then we're moving into what these blocks are, or learning what the mind is more about. Because guys, the mind is the most powerful tool we have, and it's the most powerful tool anyone can really have. And that's just evident by everything that we see in our world now has been created by thought, and even to the negative too, that we can actually end our own life by the power of thought. So it's just understanding that the mind is really powerful, but we need to understand our own blocks around why we're limiting our own potential. So that's what we're going to be talking about as well. Like what about our own selves are we limiting, and what are we afraid of? Are we afraid of success, or are we afraid of not being accepted, or are we afraid of being rejected? Or those types of things. So that's usually where we block our potential to create what we're wanting. And then we move into essentially these two together, which is centered around, do we have a dream, and do we have a dream bigger than our own, our own neediness to survive? So meaning, generally we're quite happy if we're moving towards a target or a purpose or an objective that isn't centered around usually these limiting beliefs. Okay, if we stay stuck in our limiting beliefs, then our moment-to-moment existence is very challenging. It's always trying and forcing, and it's not very expanding or inspiring. So we need to understand, do we have a dream bigger than our crises or our things that we don't like about ourselves? So we're going to talk about that and how we can really start to put different parts of our dream together so that we can feel a little bit more inspired day to day and really aware. And that comes then down to, if we become aware of what we're actually wanting our dream, do we do things that are dream affirmative? And that has got to do with choice. So whether you say yes or no to a particular thing, person or place, that's not a dream affirmative to what you're wanting, but you go and do it anyway. So that's a whole nother thing that we're going to just look at and hopefully build some really, really core good values around who you are and what you love to do, because probably the person sitting next to you has different views and different values on health, on career, on relationships, on money, on all these things. So it's just getting clear on them for you so that you know how you should live, and you can say yes to dream affirmative actions rather than saying yes but you don't really want to do it. Okay, and then we're going to talk a little bit about the change process around how it's not always easy to action goals that we're wanting, because sometimes we're in a state within our life where we just don't have the time, the energy or the resources to go into an action or planning phase. Sometimes we need we might need a bit more restorative phase until we get to the action phase, or we need to build slowly until the next part sort of kicks over into gear and it snowballs into effect. This might not be making sense just now, but the idea is that change isn't always this way and up, that it's sometimes circular and a little bit squiggly, but the change process we need to acknowledge with it. In each of us, we all do have it, so we're going to talk a little bit about that. And then, guys, last but not least, that hopefully from a little bit of dream thinking and expression, that we can all put down 3 actions that we're actually going to put into play for the next 30 days. And that I'm hoping or encouraging you guys, I want you to share these dream affirmative actions with everyone, because being accountable is not just to me, say as a coach, or to Jill or Sai, but to everyone, so that you might be a little bit nervous about them, or you might find it a little bit confronting in sharing it, but the more you step into wanting and actioning these steps, the more they'll get done, because you're actually committed. So we'll talk a little bit about that and how we can sort of do goal setting a little bit differently. And I talk about the ABC of dream creation, which is we just reverse it. C's got to do with clarity, which is our dream. B's got to do with belief, so the mind, not doubting yourself. And A's got to do with actioning, and then how we can create our action steps from that. And then, so that you can feel a little bit more not only self-aware of what you're doing, but you're using your mind to create a path or a future that you're actually wanting and feel inspired by, which is what I think we're all wanting. And I'll also be sharing some resources, some links, and some people that I guess I've learned a lot from. I continue to learn a lot from, because all this stuff isn't perfect to me, guys, but it's the idea of practicing it that really, really embeds a way of you thinking about yourself and what you're wanting in your life, which is the main thing, because we're all evolving and we all change. So it's just, how can we keep bringing out of us what we're wanting and not sort of getting stuck and limiting again? I think that's the main purpose, and that's, again, self-awareness. So I hope this all makes sense, guys. What you'll need on the day is probably just a sheet of paper, or a couple of sheets of paper, and a few pens, because I'm going to get you to do a few little exercises. We're going to do a little meditation at the end if we've got time. But other than that, guys, I look forward to meeting you all and exploring, so to speak. All right, guys, see you soon.